Hey friends, we are going to finish chapter 13 of Amari and the Night Brothers and move into chapter 14 today. We know that Amari is now in her first day of training to become a junior agent. And we also know that she learned that over time, as they go through training, I think it's about 8 weeks, and each week they eliminate certain people. And by weeks 5 to 8, that's when they start their actual training. And there will be 4 junior agents that make it. Is that really him? Billy asks with a shudder. Is it really Moreau? It's gotta be, says Brian Lee. Who else is that creepy? I just hope wherever he is, comes another voice. It's far away from here. Far, says Dylan. Heck, he's right here in this building. Nearly the whole group gasps. Agent Fiona puts both hands on her hips and presses her lips tight. That's not for ye to go around repeating. Dylan nudges me with his elbow and says, well, maybe if the Bureau were better at catching his apprentices, my sister wouldn't still be missing. I watch for Agent Fiona's reaction. She sets her jaw. One more word from ye, little Van Helsing, and I'll throw ye right out of this tryouts. I don't care who your father is, understood? Dylan folds his arms, but stays silent. Agent Fiona might be upset, but she didn't deny Dylan's claim. Maybe he was telling the truth about the Bureau, knowing who took my brother, Moreau's apprentice, which means this is my chance to get some answers. But I can't let her know what Dylan told me. That stuff is supposed to be classified. So I clear my throat and say, has Moreau said anything at all about Quentin and Maria's disappearance? Agent Fiona sighs and shakes her head. These talks are nothing more than a formality. We question him once a week and he refuses to answer a single question. Says the Bureau is the enemy of all magicians. No wonder he won't answer their questions. They've been sending agents to interrogate him, but agents are the reason he's locked away. An idea pops into my head. There might be an upside to my being a magician. Could I talk to him? I ask. The rest of my tour group gawks at me, but I focus on Agent Fiona. Maybe he'd be willing since I'm also a magician. If the whole supernatural world thinks I'm destined to be a villain anyway, maybe Moreau will too, and say something that could help us find Quentin and Maria. Agent Fiona raises an eyebrow. Not a chance, Peters. You're on shaky ground as it is. There's no way the higher-ups are going to risk ye being corrupted by the single most dangerous being on the planet. Who says I'd be? I stop short as the hallway darkens and red lights begin to flash above us. What's going on? A siren blares, making me jump. Agent Fiona, shouts a junior agent running up to the hall. Tristan, says Agent Fiona, what's happened? There's been an attack on one of our outposts, he replies. 30 hybrids have overrun the place. 30? Agent Fiona's face blanches. How's that possible? He shrugs. The director wants all senior and special agents to report to the operations bay immediately. The rest of the tour is canceled. Instead, we're taken into a large computer room, but my mind is still back at that red alert. If the Bureau refuses the trade, no one is safe. That's what the letter said, according to Dylan. The way Agent Fiona fussed at him, he had to be telling the truth. Just who is this apprentice that has my brother and Maria? And what's going to happen if we don't find them soon? An agent sits at a desk at the front of the room, speaking in the most boring monotone I've ever heard. I'm sure the red alert you all experienced must have been very disconcerting. Rest assured that we've got the very best people looking into it. Rather than have kids idle, we've moved up tomorrow's supernatural knowledge examination to today. Do remember, this is merely a diagnostic, meaning no studying was required. It will merely serve to inform us where you currently stand. As much as I try to tell myself this exam doesn't count, I get more discouraged with each question. How am I supposed to know which 2 great beasts reside in the Atlantic Ocean? Or how old Merlin is? Or even what date the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs was founded? Not to mention, I keep getting distracted by the fact that Moreau is literally in the same place as I am. There's got to be a way for me to find out what he knows. When the exam is over, we're called into the office at the back of the classroom to meet with the instructor. Laura is first up and returns a few minutes later, red-faced. A measly 83, she tells Dylan. I told that ridiculous tutor we were focusing on the wrong things. When I see Daddy, I'm demanding a new one. If not even Laura could ace this test, I'm not looking forward to my own score. Unfortunately, I'm called next. Take a seat, dear. I do. As the instructor taps away at her computer, I brace myself for the worst. I know I probably didn't do all that well. The instructor nods. You'd be correct. You scored a 4 out of 100, and that's probably due to a few good guesses. Am I right? I nod. A 4? The instructor keeps typing away, not a trace of sympathy in her voice. Just means you'll need to devote a good amount of time studying in order to perform well during the exam section of the final. I won't sugarcoat it, dear. You've got quite the uphill battle ahead, especially given your supernatural ability situation. I'll write you up a list of books to check out at the library. I suggest you begin your studies as soon as possible. The list she gives me is the length of my arm. I'm supposed to read all of these? When will I have time to search for Quentin? I leave the office in a daze. My phone buzzes inside my pocket. It's another message from the mystery girl. New message from Magician Girl 18. Bummer on failing the test. Wouldn't you rather be learning the truth about magicians? About Moreau? I spin around, searching the classroom. I look to Laura, then Dylan, then their circle of friends. Not a single person is on their phone right now. I type up a quick response. From Amari Peters. How do you know that? Are you here too? And what do you know about Moreau? The response is nearly instant. As I scan the other trainees to see if anyone picks up their phone, no one does. I glance down at the message. New message from Magician Girl 18. First, you have to prove you can keep a secret. Don't tell anyone about my offer, and I'll contact you when the time is right.